Hi again folks, how you all doing? This is a Hornby A4 Merlin that's been very kindly donated to me by a chap called Peter. Peter said he's downsizing his collection and wanted to offload this one as it's got some issues, mainly a bit of a limp. He said he'd prefer to donate it to me to get it running properly again, rather than just putting it up on eBay for spares and repairs. So thank you very much to Peter, I just hope I can sort it out. Let's turn on the power and see how it runs. So yeah, it does have a bit of a kick and the tender's a bit squeaky. Let's back it into the shed and we'll give it a good overhaul. And we'll see what's causing that kick. Right, okay, it's a wee while since I did a donation overhaul. I kind of stopped taking donations just because I simply don't have the room for them. I mean, you know, I really appreciate the donations I've had over the past 2-3 years. I've had some amazing ones. But a lot of the stuff I get offered is older models, which I'd be very keen to take for parts, but I get the impression people are expecting me to add them to my collection and keep them in my fleet. But I don't really want to take on any more tender drives or old split chassis models or things like that. But anything a little bit more modern, nice and quiet and smooth running, I'm a bit more interested in, depending on what the model is, of course, if it fits in my layout. All the A4s in my fleet are either Hornby tender drives or Bachmann split chassis models. So very nice to be offered a donation of a more modern Hornby locomotive driven A4. This is Merlin. This did have a bit of an incident in the post. When the postman handed it over, I could see the box was very bashed. Hang on a minute, I'll just get the box. You can see in that corner there, that's taken a good old bash in the post. So there was a little bit of damage. The drawbar was bent over almost at a right angle. This glass here was broken off. But amazingly, that was all. Nothing serious. So I've just quickly straightened that up, glued that back on, and I think it'll be okay. So yeah, this has got a bit of a kick. Let's just put this on test track and we'll have another look at it, because it maybe wasn't that evident on the layout. You can maybe just see there, it's got a bit of a limp. So we shall have a look and see what's causing that. So the general condition of the model is fine, apart from the little bit of damage that it got in the post, which I've corrected, and the speedometer cable is broken. Surprise, surprise, but there's a very quick fix for that. You cut it off. There we are, that's that sorted. This also has what I think is an oiler. So this here is connected to the locomotive body and onto that crank. So we'll need to undo that crank to release that before we take the body off. Alright, okay, let's unplug the tender. We'll need to twist the wires up in that. It's the tender out the road. We've got flangeless wheels on that pony truck. So, very carefully undo that. I mean, the kick that this has, it might be a cracked gear. It might just be something to do with the drivetrain. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Right, I've disconnected that. We'll undo this screw. Now, this is going to come out at that. Just undo this drawbar screw just in case the body's held on with this screw as well. Right. There we go. No, it wasn't, but that's fine. That's okay. We'll need to put this crank pin back in. So, all looks okay. We'll open up the gearbox. Slacken the motor mount off. Allows me just to lift the motor. And I can rotate the wheels. Look for a split gear. The gears look okay. Right, so with the motor disengaged, that wheels along absolutely fine. There's no kick. I don't feel any points of resistance. That's fine. Okay, so I think what we'll do now, just tighten that motor mount back up, is pop this back on, just temporarily. I'll get back in there and get some lubrication in. I just want to connect this back up to the tender and see how it runs without the locomotive body. Right, let's see if there's any kick without the body fitted. Yes, there is. You maybe can't notice it, but I can see it. There's a wee bit of a wobble. So, that rules out a problem with the locomotive body. It rules out a split double gear or intermediate gear. So we'll need to look at the axles and we'll need to look at the drive gear. Alright, okay. We will undo all these screws. Oh, that one's tight. Wow. Lift that out. That should allow me to pull these pickups out. Bits of polystyrene. Don't see any problem with the drive gear. Right, okay. Get the endoscope in here. So it kind of looks like this has been packed out with something to try and stiffen up those bearings. There's what looks like tape or something in there. We'll try and get that out. Okay. Right, get that out. Just get a proper look at this drive gear. It all looks okay. It does look like somebody's been in here having a bit of a jiggery faff. I'm just going to remove these rear bogie wheels because I've noticed they are riding on the track. Sometimes these wheels float above the track, which is what I would prefer them to do. But these ones are actually riding on the track. So let's take them off. And we've got a wee washer there. Yeah, let's try it. It's still got a wee kick. Ah! All that faffing around, and I missed the obvious reason that this model is kicking. The rear wheels are quite badly bent. I can't believe I didn't spot that. I don't know how clear this is on camera, but you can see that both these rear wheels are quite badly bent. You can see the flange is bent inwards, and also the entire wheel is bent inwards. So this has clearly had some sort of a gravitational impact in its past, I think, because that wouldn't have happened in the post. That's you can actually see the damage on the flange, that's hit something hard at some point. So we need to replace both of these wheels. I'm going to have a look in my spares box, because I'm sure I've got some that'll fit actually. Yeah, I think these ones will fit. Yeah, I've got a spare. That's cool, because otherwise I was going to have to go on the hunt for an entire new wheel set. And we'll take this to bits again, and we'll swap those wheels over, and hopefully that'll fix it. If this hadn't had the cranks for that oiler and the speedometer, it would have just been a straight swap, but I need to fit these. Come on. Here we go. Right. And would you believe it? The red wire has popped off the pickup. That was just me being a bit clumsy. Which way round did this go again? So that's the one. That goes that way, so that wants to be the smaller one. And hopefully that's okay. Right, so we'll get oil into the axles. Gently pull this back down. There we go. Doesn't seem to be a quartering issue, that seems okay. We'll get these gears in, and we'll give them some fresh lubrication. Just get some oil on that, some silicone grease, and a wee touch of gear oil. That. Right, okay. We'll give it a wee test before we do anything else. Right, so there shouldn't be any kick now. That's better. Yep, sorted. I can't believe I didn't spot that damaged wheel before, but you know, looking at the wheels like that, they look fine. It was just when I turned the wheels and you could see them suddenly go yoink at that part there. Yeah, that's had a good whack to do that. I don't know if you can see it, but that's where they're bent, there and there. You can maybe just see the flange. So, but fortunately, I had a replacement I could use. I'm going to tidy up the wiring, give this a wee bit more oil and put it all back together, but I'm going to go and get some lunch first. Right, so lunch had, Doug's walked. We'll get this sorted out Just before I switch the camera on, I put the pony truck wheels back in. I think I'm going to give this drawbar a wee straighten out, because when I opened it up out of the box, I mean, it really was bent at a right angle, so I just kind of quickly bent it back to test run the locomotive, but we'll give it a proper straighten. Let's get the parallel pliers on it. It's a bit better. The tender seems to be okay. Initially I thought the wheels were squeaking, but I don't think they are. I think it was something else was squeaking. It might have been the wheels on that pony truck, because there was no lubrication in there whatsoever. So I put a spot of oil in. Right, let's get the body on. I've got to reconnect that. Does this clip in at the back? Yes, it does. Would you believe it? I can't get that crank pin in just because of the position of the wheel. I'll need to turn the wheel a bit. And to do that, of course, I've got to connect the tender up. Well, right. We'll get the front bogie on, and then we'll sort that once we get the tender on. Okie dokie. Right, connect up the tender. Just before I do that, we'll give these wires a good twist just to tidy them up. Is it plugged in? Right, to get a battery just to turn this wheel. Get that rod on there. And then I have to fit this little thing onto there. That. There we go. Is that connected up? Right, we'll get this onto the test track. Fingers crossed it's all okay. Right, let's see. Well, seems fine. It's pulling about 100 milliamps or so. Alright, okay, let's pull it out of the shed. So thanks once again to Peter for sending me this A4 Merlin. It's great to have a quiet, smooth running locomotive driven A4 added to the fleet. I can't believe I didn't spot the bashed rear wheels in this sooner, but got there in the end, and luckily I had a spare set of wheels I could replace them with, so I didn't need to fork out for an entire new wheel set. So that's sorted, and a wee service, and Merlin is flying along just fine. Next up will either be a repair request or an in the shed video. I had quite a response to my asking for people to send me locomotives for repair, my last layout update, so I've got a full order book once again. So thanks to everyone who got in touch with me. If you sent me an email and I haven't replied, hang in there, I'll get to you. So yeah, I've got plenty of subject matter in store. Okay, thanks once again to Peter for this very kind donation. I'm going to give Merlin here another run, and I shall catch you later, folks.